we saw Stipe tonight, and obviously we wanted to have Stipe and John. Is that still the fight to make, or do you feel like maybe Tom deserves to fight John or deserves to fight Stipe, or maybe that's a better fight?
No. You do those two.
Right.
Those two both deserve that fight. That's the fight they want. What I love is that John Jones, as soon as he heard that he was injured and he knew how bad it was, went right to LA, got the surgery, and he's already in rehab. So physical therapy, I should say. He's in physical therapy. Yeah. Yes. John Jones is in physical therapy already.
All right.
We're happy about it.
Thanks. And I guess so. Do you anticipate Tom defending the interim title because of how they'll have to wait for that fight to happen? Do you expect him to fight somebody else?
I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. We'll see what happens. Took this fight on short notice. Obviously, looked great. He's got plenty of money to chill out for a minute, and we'll see.
And then the last question for me, I asked Aspinall this before the fight. I said, hey, dude, you saw what Volkanovski did and saw what Usman did, and they took the fights on short notice and they lost. Did it give you any pause? And he said, well, you can never win the title sitting on the couch. And I wonder what your thought is on that, because sometimes if guys aren't preparing, they don't give themselves the best chance to win, right? And the fact that, Alex Volkanovski and Kamaru did what they did was commendable, but they also didn't give themselves the best chance to win. But you still believe in guys taking that opportunity, right, in doing what Tom did tonight.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, when you get to that level, I mean, you're one of the. I mean, Volkanovski is pound for pound #1 guy in the world. You definitely jump on those opportunities when you get them.
I guess the only thing I was saying, though, is if you're not training on I know all these guys work out, but on a regular basis, right?
His guys told me in the ring tonight that Aspinall was on vacation when he got the call. So, you know what I mean? This is a crazy business, and there's very small windows of opportunity. When big opportunities pop up, you have to take them in life, period, but especially in this business. You never know what's going to happen. John Jones is getting ready to fight Stipe Miocic and tears his pec off the bone, and you don't know what's going to happen. You never know. So when you get them and you're not hurt, yeah, you take them.
Dana, in the conversations you've had with John and Stipe, do you think that is a retirement fight for them both, or do you think they could be convinced to stick around and maybe fight Tom after?
So I had lunch the other day with Stipe, and Stipe is very focused. Listen, it's one of those fights you have the best heavyweight of all time versus the greatest martial artist of all time. That's the fight they want. It's the fight that makes sense. It's the fight that should happen. I asked Stipe that question. He says, I don't even know. All I care about right now is John Jones. It's the only thing I'm focused on. I want this fight really bad.
With Tom, right, it's not just it's not that he's winning, it's the way he's winning and how quick he's winning. Do you think this guy could be the new generation of heavyweight that likes we haven't seen before and could even go on to be one of the best in that division?
Yeah, so obviously what we've seen of him is great, but I hear even better things about him. I mean, I hear in the gym this guy is an absolute beast. He kicks the shit out of everybody. And the people who surround him and know him well really believe in this guy. So obviously what he's shown us so far has been unbelievable. I can't wait to see what's next.
Now you got 2 champions from the UK. Is there a chance we get a pay-per-view back there next year?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we're going to be going all kinds of places next year. So, yeah, it's fun. I always talk about, how do we beat this year? How do we beat this year? And it's just, you couldn't write a script better than reality. What really happens and how it plays out and where you end up, it's what's so fun about this business.
Yeah. Last one from me, you #1, #2, #3 in Gates at MSG. I know you're not a guy who holds on to grudges very much, but is this the perfect way to say fuck you to those people who kept you out of New York?
Say that again?
Is this the perfect way to say fuck you to the people who kept you out of New York?
Yeah, well, believe me, the people who kept us out of New York went to fucking prison, so they're good. But yeah, the culinary union from Las Vegas, fuck you. Yeah.
Yeah, and you had quite the group with you, cage side for the main card, Donald Trump, Kid Rock, all those people. What was kind of just the vibe like? What were they saying with this remarkable main card that had 5 finishes?
All those guys are fight fans. Tucker Carlson's first time, and I always tell people that Nobody walks into a UFC event live and then walks out and says, yeah, I don't ever want to see one of these again. And, you know, he was just telling me when he was leaving, this is unbelievable. I loved it, and I definitely want to see more.
And you mentioned yesterday in your scrum that the Sphere, the show there, is a done deal, but you didn't really elaborate. Is there any more you can tell us on timeline? Is it still going to be Mexican Independence Day? Or
Mexican Independence Day, we are booked for the Sphere, and we are already working on the creative for the show.
Does it seem like it's going to be a challenge, or can you give us any insight?
It's going to be a massive challenge, and I love every minute of it. I can't wait to dive into this thing. We're reaching out as I get more of the pieces of the puzzle put together. I'll let you guys know as it comes along. But I'm super excited about this. I love challenges. Everybody keeps saying to me, I don't understand how you're going to put the octagon in there. I don't understand how you're going to do this. I don't understand how you're going to do that. I'm going to remember that I said this to you tonight. I'm going to put on the greatest live combat sports show anybody has ever seen.
The co-main event was for the interim heavyweight title, and we're preparing for Jones versus Miocic. But the original plan that we all wanted, was John Jones versus Francis Ngannou. Obviously, that didn't work out. I've seen in boxing that there's a lot of cross-promotion in the divisions, whether you see people from Top Rank going to Showtime or anything of that nature. Is there an opportunity for you to cross-promote with the PFL for, say, a Jones-Ngannou fight? And is there anything specifically stopping that from happening?
Is there any way to stop it from happening?
Is there anything that's stopping that specific fight or a specific cross-promotion with the PFL from happening?
No, I'm not interested in that. We tried to make that fight. They didn't want to do it. And it's done. He doesn't fight here anymore. I'm not interested.
So no fights with the PFL just in general?
Should I?
Possibilities.
We got 1, 2, and 3. They can't sell a fucking gate. Oh, talk to me.
Dana,
It's a stupid question, but go ahead. Talk to me. Why would I do that? I tried to make the fight here. They didn't want to do it, but I should co-promote with the you know, with like a Bellator or a PFL. Why should I do that? Talk to me.
I guess it's just, a partnership with ESPN or anything like that, just in general, with just co-promoting an MMA to make, MMA fans happy, just for everyone to be involved with each other.
What? Because of ESPN?
As a partnership, yes.
You win the dumb question of the night. Congratulations, sir. What did you want to say? Did you want to chime in? Yeah. Okay, thank you.
I think this will take a while to sink in, to be honest. It's been an absolutely crazy 2.5 weeks. I've been saying, I can tell people now, I basically didn't have any training camp at all. I wasn't really in the best shape. I got the call like 3-4 days after. I pulled my back really bad. I couldn't barely even move or do anything. And yeah, it's been some, and I didn't have a visa as well. It's been some 3 weeks, let me tell you. It's been absolutely insane.
But have you started thinking about what's next? Because it seems like it's kind of a weird picture, right? Dana was here earlier, and he says, we still got to do John and Stipe. So I asked him, would Tom defend the interim title? He's like, I don't know. He's got some money. He'll sit around. Have you started mapping it out, like what you would like to do now?
No, I've not really thought about that, to be honest. I didn't think about anything like that before this fight at all. Like, I was aware of what I was up against tonight with Sergey. This is a guy that I know personally, because I'm involved in these circles kind of at the top of the division. Nobody wants to fight that guy. Cut all bullshit aside, nobody wants to fight that guy. There's champions turning him down. So I knew what I was up against tonight, and I couldn't think past Sergey. So the guy's an absolute machine. And right now, I just want to chill for a bit, man. To be honest, we'll see what happens. But ultimately, I want to fight John Jones.
When Sergey hit you with that punch early, and you know the mouthpiece, and you kind of wobbled there a little bit, anything go through your head like, I have to be careful, or any thought about the way the fight was going to play out?
No, it's all happening a bit faster, kind of think, all that kind of stuff. Like, I'm obviously aware he's got massive punches. And because I was so nervous, like, I started off the fight not very well. Like, I wasn't moving really well at first. And that's happened in fights before, but never against a guy like that dangerous. So, yeah, he hit me with the shot. the mouthpiece started to come out a little bit. I kind of readjusted the mouthpiece on the fly, and I think that he thought he hurt me with the shot, but he didn't. So then I started cutting angles, coming back in and landing my shots, which is, you don't want to stand flat-footed and trade with a guy like that. That's why all my punches were off the angle and with the calf kicks and stuff.
Tom, you've made no secret of how much your father has meant to your journey, and I know that your dream was always to give him that belt, but when actually getting to do that in the octagon, actually physically doing the thing you dreamed about for so long, what's that experience?
Oh, mate, it gets me emotional thinking about it. There's been a million people involved in this career, not just my dad. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've got such an amazing team around me now of heavyweights. It's fantastic. But I've trained at so many gyms over the years, all at this point near enough all over the world. Do you know what I mean? I've started training in Team Cowbomb when I was like 14. Then I've boxed with like the Furies for years. Now I've got the heavyweight team going, and I go over to Holland to train with Rico Verhoeven and stuff, and I'm part of their team. And not only that, I've been numerous boxing gyms, numerous strength and conditioning people, all kinds of different stuff. Like, I've done it, and I just hope that not just my dad, but everybody who's been a small part of that can look at him and be like, I'm proud of him. Like, that makes me really, to make someone who's proud of me, who's been part of my journey. And because I respect everybody so much, you know what I mean? All the training partners, all the support, all the coaches from different gyms and different disciplines. Like, I respect everybody so much. And for somebody to look at me and be like, I was part of that journey and I'm really proud of him, that absolutely means the world to me.
You know, there was a time where you would sit in front of us and tell us, like, oh, I'm kind of nervous to fight in front of a sellout crowd. I've never done that. I might not be any good at it. And then tonight, you come out, you win the world title, you walk out the cage. Michael Bisping's there to grab you and say congratulations. Can you put into words your own personal growth? Like, being this guy who, you know, you're self-deprecating, and then being able to get in there, knock out the scariest guy in the division, and prove to yourself you're the best in the world.
Yeah, it's pretty trippy, mate. When I do my little crouch down thing that I do before the fight, I look to the side of Sergey's head, and I see Donald Trump's head looking back at me. It's pretty trippy scenes over there. But yeah, it sounds like corny and stuff, and I don't want to be that guy, but sometimes you just got to believe in yourself, you know, and things start shifting around you to make it work. It's really bizarre. People like, all these fighters, all these champions, like, the friends of mine, the close friends, they're not just like people I look up to, they're actually my friends, and they give me advice, and it just means the absolute world to me that anyone would look at me and be like, I'm proud of him. Honestly, that really makes me happy.
Last one for me. I know you said that you kind of want to take some time, and John Jones is the target, but Cyril Gane's calling you out, says he wants to fight.
Oh, that's interesting. After I just called him out, went to France, and he turned the fight down.
Any interest?
I think he should fight Almeida. I think them guys should fight each other first and see what happens there.
Now think you take that moniker as the scariest guy in this division?
Don't know, I'm very friendly, so I'm not sure. Very, very nice man and friendly, but I think when that octagon door closes, I can do things that other heavyweights can't. Simple as that. Simple as that. My mind is so different, and I see shots that other people don't see. I make decisions that other people can't make, and you might look on the outside and think, this guy's got holes in his game plan. You jump in and let's have a go and see how you get on.
And John has kind of gone on record and basically said that the Stipe fight might be his last fight. And I think he said that because, you know, he's been like down the years, he needs someone to excite him. Do you think that performance that you just put in there would excite him and get him up for one more?
How could it not? I don't think I did much wrong for him to be like, that's an easy fight. I think if I hit anybody square in the face, they're going to go to sleep. Simple as that. And John knows that. And that's no disrespect to John. I absolutely love John. Like, he's one of my favourite fighters of all time. I absolutely look up to him, but I want to fight him, and I think I can win.
And you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but what were the first words that you said to your dad, Andy?
I can't remember. I was just in a world of absolute madness.
You get the chance to talk to your wife? And
Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah.
My dad tried to call her, but she didn't pick up. So I don't think she knows yet. I'm not sure.
So there was no plans for her to, or the kids even?
No, absolutely not. And my oldest kid now, he's 7. So he started realizing a little bit what's going on. And he actually watched Pavlovich and was like, It's going to be a tough one, Dad. He's like, he goes a lot off rankings because he doesn't know, like, the rankings definitely stand for something, but he knew that Pavlovich was ranked number 1 and I was ranked number 4. He was like, oh, this guy's number 1. You have to be careful here, Dad. And then he started telling me a game plan. And then he said, you got to remember it, though. Make sure you remember it. I was like, yeah, will do. He said, you're going to have to write it down, Dad. You're going to have to write it down and take it with you. It's like, all right. But I'm sure he'll be happy when he finds out.
Well, what was the game plan?
Not what I did. No, the game plan was like use my movement, use the calf kicks, which were working really well. Don't like square up with him, let him come straight on, which I did okay, to be fair. To be honest with you, I was really nervous in there, and I couldn't get my movement going well straight away. I felt like I started a little bit slow in comparison to normal, but I'm not complaining. We got the win.
Tom, right down the middle here. While you were sitting up there about 5 minutes ago, John Jones tweeted about you.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
It's a nice tweet. He said, congratulations on the interim heavyweight championship belt. That was an awesome performance. So to hear that from him, the guy that many consider to be the greatest fighter of all time and a prospective future opponent of yours, I guess, how does that feel?
I've seen John talking nice stuff about me on a podcast as well. It's really nice. Obviously, it's always nice to hear nice things about you, but from someone like that who I massively look up to even more so. Yeah, thank you, John. And just give me the opportunity, John. Let me do it. Give me my dream fight. Why not? I've just achieved my dream now. Give me my dream fight. Let me fight for my legacy now, please.
Well, Alex, congratulations on the victory tonight. I guess, can you just put into words what this means to already be the champion of a second division this early in your UFC career?
Bom, significa muito para mim, né? Esse é o resultado de trabalho bem feito nesses longos anos, né? E, pô, essa conquista agora, pô, claro, sempre difícil, né? Mas muito importante. É onde eu consigo, né, mostrar pouco para as pessoas, né? Que às vezes não acreditam num sonho, não acreditam onde pode chegar, né? Todo mundo sabe assim da minha história, sair de onde eu saí, né? Chegar onde eu cheguei, conquistando o mundo agora, né? E eu acho que tudo é possível, né? Então estou mostrando isso. Eu acho que é muito importante, né, mostrar isso.
It means a lot to me to be able to conquer this after so many years of training, dedication, and also it's very important for me to be able to show to everybody, you know what I mean? Everybody know where I came from, my humble beginnings. So to get here and achieve this is a big achievement for me.
Very nice. Yuri, obviously notoriously kind of wild, difficult to predict, unique. How did you find being in there with him? Was it more challenging maybe than you thought?
Bom, eu sempre pensei isso, né, que era a luta perfeita para mim, claro, sabendo que, pô, ia ser difícil, ia ser uma guerra ali, mas o estilo dele ali, pô, favorecia, né, pro meu estilo. Então, não fiquei assim surpreso, né? Eu fiquei um pouco surpreso porque eu achei que ele iria atacar um pouco mais e seria mais agressivo, mas eu tava ali achando a distância, né, e, pô, consegui achar a distância e conectei os golpes bons nele.
Well, I was not that surprised. You know what I mean? I knew this was going to be a good fight for me. Maybe a little surprised to fight in the distance a little bit at first, but then I found myself in the fight. I knew he was going to make a mistake.
Yes. Yuri himself said there's no controversy, but the stoppage was a little weird. I guess, what did you see during the stoppage, and do you feel confident that it was stopped at the right time?
Bom, eu posso falar, né, que, pô, tava ali, pô, conectando os golpes e sentindo a pressão ali, né, quando eu conectei aqueles dois golpes ali em pé. E ele veio para as pernas ali para tentar agarrar, né? Porque ele estava sentindo já. Pô, eu comecei ali a bater, depois dar as cotoveladas nele. Eu vi o corpo dele, pô, amolecendo ali em cima das minhas pernas. E, pô, deu no que vocês viram. E, pô, claro, tem as pessoas que gostam dele, estavam torcendo por ele. Com certeza vão falar algo, mas, pô, ele já é o cara que estava sentindo as porradas e ele, pô, falou que foi correto.
No, man, he was feeding those punches. I felt he was feeding those, and then when he got in, he got connected to the left hook and then the cross. Once he dropped on my legs, which he was not like getting a takedown, but he actually fell. I start punching, I start feeling that he was a little bit fading away, and I think it was a good stoppage. I know maybe his friends and his supporters, his people, his fans, gonna maybe try to say that was not, but I think it was the correct way.
Nice. Last thing for me, you mentioned the name Adesanya again. Dana was here earlier, and he said, look, Jamal Hill's next. Is that a fight that you welcome, and what do you think of Jamal as an opponent?
O Adesanya eu falei ali em cima, né? Pô, foi um cara que, assim, me motivou muito a fazer o que eu fiz, né, aqui dentro da organização. E, poxa, acho que eu devo algo para ele e Eu acho que com essa ideia dele de estar esse tempo, né, dando uma pausa aí, eu acho que, pô, muitas pessoas querem ver ele lutar, né, para ele mostrar o talento que ele tem e, pô, eu acho que eu vou conseguir fazer ele voltar antes.
No, I meant what I said over there. You know what I mean? I think I owe this to a designer. He motivated me at first, and I think, you know, the whole thing about him staying all this time, 2027, and I think it's a waste of talent. So I think many people try, but I think I'll be able to bring him back. You're the first fighter to win on 2 different weight classes in such a small amount of fights. Let's say everything doing fine, you defend the belt a few times. Fighting a heavyweight is something that you have in mind.
Bom, desde quando eu estava no peso médio, sempre essa pergunta se eu ia subir pro meio pesado e eu falava que eu não tinha planos, mas quando meu corpo me avisasse que eu tinha que subir, eu iria fazer isso e foi o que eu fiz. Pô, tô com 36 anos de idade, né? Eu não sei, né, daqui 2, 3 anos como é que vai ser, como meu corpo vai estar, né? Se meu corpo falar que eu tenho que subir, eu vou subir, eu tenho que lutar, mas eu não vejo isso agora, entendeu? Tá longe disso.
Since I was fighting middleweight, people already been asking me if I will fight a heavyweight, and I keep saying the same thing, that I'll have to listen to my body. I'm 36 years old now. I don't know how far can I still fight, so right now my focus is just this.
Where does this title win rank amongst all your other ones?
Bom, eu sempre falei, né? Sempre a minha próxima luta é a mais importante. Essa aqui, né? Foi a mais importante. Falei isso 1 dia, 2 dias atrás. Agora, quando eu parar de lutar, quando eu me aposentar, aí eu vou parar, né? Vou focar nisso e vou falar assim, pô, qual foi a última luta? Qual foi a luta mais difícil ou a mais importante? Então, eu vou parar para pensar. Mas a minha luta mais importante vai ser a próxima.
Well, right now my biggest achievement is always my next fights. So the most important fights for me is always the next one. Once I retire, I'm going to look around. I'm going to take a real look at my career. I'm going to say, okay, this was the most important to me.
And I'm curious if you saw, Israel actually tweeted about, right after your interview, he posted a photo of you knocked out with a wig from the movie Frozen, and he said, let it go. So I'm curious if you see this and do you have a response to him?
Não, mas eu fui bem respeitoso ali, entendeu? Eu falei da situação, né? Que, pô, ele foi um cara que me motivou, né? Me motivou. E é isso que eu falo, cara. É um talento, todo mundo sabe. Um cara que, pô, fez história também. Pô, fez muitas defesas. Então, acho que as pessoas querem ver ele lutando, que ele continue lutando. E, pô, às vezes ele tá um pouco desmotivado, não sei o porquê, mas eu acho que eu sou uma boa motivação para ele tá dando esse show pra essa galera, como ele sempre fez.
Well, regardless of what he say, I was respectful, and I mean what I say. You know what I mean? I give him a chance. I think he's not he doesn't seem motivated, and I think there's a fight that everybody would like to see. So try to boost him to come back.